Hello junior high, welcome back to another week of music. I'm excited to get started on the curriculum with you guys. Thank you for participating last week if you were able to. We did have quite a few issues with certain parts of the assignment. I hope we got those fixed if you communicated with me. I also believe some of you were unclear as to what to respond to. I took a note on your assignments that I believe you responded to the instruction video, just like this one, instead of the actual radio broadcast, which you were supposed to tune into. While I am not requiring you to tune into Raider Radio this week, it's a good idea to do it if you haven't already, to get familiarized, and personally, I think a lot of you found some enjoyment from it. So please feel free to do that this week if you did not get a chance last week, and I'm sure you'll find something that you will enjoy. This week we're moving on with our curriculum. While we are not starting like we want to on instruments and vocals, it is very important to learn this part of music as well. While this week seems seemingly simple and maybe a little bit insignificant to you, there are some of you that might still need some familiarizing with the theoretical part of music. We are still going to push forward with our learning of our instruments and vocals, but in a different way. For this assignment, we're utilizing some worksheets to introduce ourselves to this music and to what we're going to be doing eventually when we get back to normal. Again, while it's not a requirement to sign into Raider Radio, if you'd like that more listening and active listening and enjoyment of music history or culture, please feel free to sign in. It's not a requirement this week, but in addition to your assignments, I encourage you to go on and get that portion of music this week as well. This assignment will be provided in PDF form on Canvas. I am going to need you to print the papers if you are not able to edit it on the screen. Once you've printed the papers and filled them out completely, you should then either scan or take a picture of them to upload as a completed assignment. Here's what your assignment is going to look like. We have the staff. I believe you have actually done this before, but I'm sure we can use the review. Just to be clear, a musical staff is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. Lines and spaces are both numbered from low to high. What I mean by that is if I were to number the lines from bottom to the top, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Now, we're going to be doing some of this as our own practice. This is a key foundation of learning about music, so this is very important stuff. We're going to practice drawing 2 staffs by connecting the dots. I know, again, seemingly simple, but this is important review to the foundation that we're building on. You may use a ruler if it helps to draw the straight lines, but I would actually prefer you to practice drawing them on your own. So again, you're going to trace the first one and you're going to draw the second one, dot to dot, 5 lines, 4 spaces. Number 2, on the first staff, number lines from low to high. So on this top staff up here, where it's dot to dot, you're going to number the lines from low to high. On the second staff, you're going to number the spaces from low to high. For number 4, you're going to draw a note on each line of the staff below. You should be familiar with these quarter notes, half notes, or whole notes. I would prefer if you draw a quarter note which looks like a filled-in circle with a staff. For number 5, you're going to draw a note on each space. Again, we're revealing the difference between lines and spaces. Remember that. So just some further review. We need to know the definition up here. That's very important. We have our numbers from bottom to top. We have lines and spaces. For this one, we're going to draw dot to dot. Now, it's pretty difficult to do this on here, but again, if you want to use a method, something like this, all I've done here is actually saved it as a PDF in my books on my iPhone, and I'm marking it up. So I can kind of participate on here without printing it. Okay, maybe even more important than the first staff exercise, we're getting into the nitty-gritty. We have pitch. We have higher pitches, we have lower pitches. So for this assignment, we're going to be learning where we can put notes. We'll be using whole notes for this activity. Notes that are higher on the staff have a higher sounding pitch. I'm sure we all know that by now. So, as we go, for number 1, you're going to draw a note on the indicated line or space, then circle the highest note you drew on the staff. That means for each of these, we have this one, 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 this one. When you are done, you're going to circle whichever one was highest. That's not the highest one, but it will help you find the highest. Number 2, you're going to draw a note indicated line or space, then circle the lowest note you drew on the staff. So for this first one, I'm going to draw a note on line 5. So I will simply draw a note just like that. Remember, I'll redo it. We want the line to go right through the middle of that note. Okay. Let's try space 3. I count 1, 2, 3. I will have a note right in there. Let's try a different one. Line 1, 1. A note right there. Now, the only difference for this number 2 is that you are circling the lowest note. So we have the highest note, we have the lowest note. We need to make sure that we are paying attention to the instructions and doing that correctly. Number 3, all we're going to do is circle the higher note in each pair. Which one is higher? Remember, we number the lines from low to high starting at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, space it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which number is highest? We have, this one's in the 4th space, which is higher than the second line. Hope that makes sense. This one, we have the higher note in each pair. We have this one down here on line 1, this one here on space 2. Which one is higher? This one, of course. That's all we're doing. So on number 4, you are doing the lower note in each pair. And 5, by using H and L, lower, indicate whether the first note of each pair sounds higher or lower than the second. Remember, the higher a note is on a staff, the higher the pitch. So we're looking at the one on the left. Remember, the left, not the right. So does that one sound higher? Does this sound higher or lower than the other? Well, this one is higher on the staff. Actually, I'm going to write H. Sorry, I see I need to read instructions too. Is higher. Is this lower or higher than this? Sure looks lower on the staff to me, so I'm going to write L. So on and so forth. And that's all for the assignment. Once you've completed, please turn it in the form of a picture or an upload, file upload, and that will suffice for this assignment. I hope that makes everything clear for this assignment. Again, if you need help, please let me know. It will work to do something close to what I was doing. Again, what I did was I saved the files as a PDF and sent them I copied it to iBooks. I am then able to use the markup feature and used a stylus to complete the assignment. That works great for me. That works great. Then upload the PDF to Canvas as the entry for the assignment. Remember, for assignments, I'm just looking for your best foot forward. Do the best you can. Even if you have questions and you're not sure, give it a shot if you're still so confused. But please reach out to me either through Canvas or email, and I'll do the best I can to help you before the assignments due. Assignments are going to be due on Thursday at 11:59, which means you have until midnight on Thursday to turn it in. I do that because on Friday are the days that I'm checking to make sure all of you have done your assignment. I believe you are still able to do the assignments late, so if you failed to do the assignment last week, I will still accept it. Please turn it in and I will give you credit. Again, we're all learning these programs together, so I'm not sure if that's the case, but I have seen some of you turn it in late, so that's okay with me. Let's get those assignments turned in, and of course, we can listen to Raider Radio also. Thank you for your participation. I hope you enjoy the assignments. Good luck this week, and God bless you.